You're on to you.
Good morning, YouTube. We're just waiting on Instagram and Facebook to click in, so hold on there with us, and we will be having a special giveaway for our YouTube followers. So, hi everybody on Instagram and Facebook. I've tried to watch the clock and get as close to the 11 a.m. as possible, because I had somebody on from Vancouver and somebody on from New Zealand last night wanting to know what would 11 a.m. be in their time, and I hadn't got a clue. Told them to Google it. So hopefully they have got the time right and that they were able to join us. So we have YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. So if I don't happen to be looking in the right angle, I am looking at you. We're going to have some giveaways today. We've one special giveaway. Can you pass me that set there? We've one special giveaway for YouTube, okay? So they're actually going to win a kit on YouTube, and we're going to post this. It has to be UK or Ireland, because until the end of the month we can't actually post outside the UK or Ireland with the COVID. So that will be a kit to make up one of the door wreaths that I'm making today. Actually, I think there's a few materials kind of in that. You'll be able to make a few of them. But don't worry, Instagram and Facebook, we're going to have 2 giveaways today of 2 autumnal courses, okay? So we'll be giving them away later on. We're going to have 2 separate competitions. So in other words, there's 2 prizes on Instagram and there's 2 prizes on Facebook. So first of all, join in. Who's watching? Where are you looking in from? And also, what's the weather like? So here in Dublin, there's a nip in the air. The sun is shining, but by God, had to get rid of the white jeans and put the black jeans on today. You can really feel that nip. I got rid of the flip-flops as well, so I think the black boots will be coming out very soon. So who's watching, Deirdre, and what's happening?
We've lots of people watching in. We have loads of people saying delighted to see us back. Catherine Fagan is on, Liz Mulvey is on, Laverne is on, Hilary is on, who else? Sandra Fitzpatrick. Cherry Perkin is on. I think she's from New Zealand or Australia, one of those.
Yeah.
She missed us. Adele is on.
This as well. Like the last 2 Fridays, we missed the live at the 11 o'clock. We did put up 2 pre-recorded tutorials, so we did post up something, but we just hadn't got time to come on live. So we did say we'd make a special effort.
Sharon Earls is on Instagram, and she's in Bray, and it's chilly.
Chilly in Bray, yeah. I think it just seems to be the same all over. Like, to look out the window here, you think it's going to be a gorgeous day outside, but oh my God, like. And I think even yesterday evening in Dublin, we had hailstones. Like, it was lashing rain. But I'd say we were verging on a hailstone. It was that heavy, the rain, and it was that cold.
We had hailstones.
Oh, so it was hailstones?
Yeah, there was hailstones, yeah.
I didn't put my nose out in it. I was in the kitchen. I was listening to it. So first of all, I've loads to tell you today. But we got these lovely face masks in the post there the other day, and I just didn't get a chance to come on to thank. So it's Marion, can't think of her surname, but she's one of our past students, and her Facebook page is the Lone Arranger. So like, do you remember we had a competition before about the Lone Ranger? What was the Indian, the horse, and his sidekick called? And do you remember it caused great arguments, it did? Well, Marion makes face masks for a charity she does. Can't remember all the details. So Marion, hopefully if you're watching, maybe you'll post a link, and you'll post a link for the face mask. Because I have to say, she made these ones especially for myself and Deirdre, being pink obviously, and like the shades of them are absolutely gorgeous. So we're absolutely thrilled with the Marion. Thanks a million. And maybe if she's watching, she could put up the link, and if anybody is interested then in buying maybe one of her face masks for charity, I can't remember what charity it was for, but like, fair play to her. So these are all made by herself. So today we're going to do a door wreath.
We're talking about charities first.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about this first. No,
okay.
Charity. I've loads to talk about today. So this is it. So
should jump.
Track. Yeah. So yesterday I came on live and I was explaining to you about what I called the barley coming from County Sligo. Well, by God, did I get lots of messages, you know the way. So I am now an expert on grain agriculture in the northwest of Ireland. So this is not barley, Janette. This is actually called wheat. And wheat is for making bread.
Weetabix.
Weetabix. Yeah, I should have known by the Weetabix actually, yeah. And barley, see me, is for making whiskey. So, and I think they're the ones with the hairy things out the top of them. She didn't send us any barley. So it was wheat that we were sent up from Sally in Sligo. And Sally's mammy is called Jennifer, not Sylvia. It's our auntie is called Sylvia. So anybody that's en route to Sylvia Siggins' house, she hasn't got the wheat.
Turn back.
Turn back. Go up the road another little bit, and it's up to Jennifer's house you need to go to get the wheat. I was also told that you can get a thing called oats, and oats is what you make porridge from. So wheat is for bread, barley is for whiskey, that sounds good, and oats is for porridge. She also told me that seemingly at the end of the harvest, what they do is with the last sheaf of wheat, is they plat it up and they make a little doll out of it. And the doll is kept then over the winter, and it's like good luck, you know, that way. And then it means that hopefully next year that they'll have a good harvest as well. So what Sally was suggesting was that the wreath could be a good luck wreath, you know.
Oh, very good.
Fair play to you, Sally. And Ashley was on as well to tell me about the wrong names. And that this wasn't.
Jesus, Janette, they nearly have you turned into a farmer.
Absolutely, they'll have you turned into a farmer in no length at all. So that was my corrections on yesterday's class. Now, we were saying yesterday we had new news. Lots of news to tell you. So, for the month of October, as you know, month of October is always for breast cancer. And it's something that's kind of very close to our hearts. So we're doing kind of a, what would you call it? A
collaboration,
whatever,
well, yeah.
With what's
support.
Called Look Good, Feel Better, okay? So maybe Deirdre, you might give a little bit of information about what Look Good, Feel Better does.
Okay, so Look Good, Feel Better. It's actually a very small, unknown charity. They support women going through cancer, and they basically help women to look good. So they give them advice on beauty, skincare, hair, wigs, eyelashes, eyebrows, obviously all the things that disappear going through chemotherapy. And obviously they've gone online now, and they really want to get the word out. They, again, like every charity, they're really struggling through COVID. So because it's such a small, unknown charity, that was the one that I felt, and it was actually a service that I used when I was going through my treatment. So so that's Look Good, Feel Better.
Like so many people, like even when we put up a post there last week with their logo, there were so many people commented underneath that again they had actually availed of their services, and it is such a good charity. So we're going to run, what would you call it? Well, what we're hoping to do is, during the month of October, we're going to come on live lots and lots of days. Deirdre's bought me some lovely pink t-shirts and all, you know, that way, so for advertising. We're going to run a bit of a fundraiser, so like don't do nothing yet, okay? So we'll have like a link, but we're going to give.
So basically, we want them to pay for us coming on and teaching them lots of ideas. Exactly. And it could be €1, €5, €10, whatever you think the demonstration is worth. We'd love you to donate.
And we will do loads of them. So we're going to come on lots of days, and that's during the month of October. We're going to do lots of, say, free classes online, and what we will be doing is posting a link underneath, and you then can make a donation to the Look Good, Feel Better. And we're going to have lots of giveaways. So far, like Emma PR 11, so that's again
11
Facebook,
PR, yeah.
11 PR. Facebook page and an Instagram page. She's going to give us lots and lots of goodies.
And the Skin Nerd is sending over skin mitts, the pink mitts,
So Skin Nerd, again, Jennifer Rock, she sells these mitts for taking
cleanse off mitt. That's what it's called.
I used them at night time. They're absolutely amazing. They are. So she's going to send us some of them, and we'll have them to give away. And Spicy Bee, you always hear me talking about Spicy Bee. All my necklaces and earrings are always Spicy Bee, and the hairbands, I've no hairbands on today. And Spicy Bee is also going to send us over lots of, like, say, freebies, giveaways.
And we probably will have sort of one big decent hamper or something as well.
And then
obviously
anybody watching that maybe would have something that they think that maybe we could give away, you know what I mean? We're not begging now or anything, you know what I mean?
No.
But you know what I mean?
What's it they call it, Beggy Mitchell?
Yeah, don't want to be a Beggy Mitchell. But if anybody does have something and you feel you would like to get involved, absolutely we would love it, you know what I mean? So that's the plan for the month of October. So that was our new news, okay? And we'll have loads more information on that later on. So think of the name of the charity, because you never know. So it's called Look Good, Feel Better, okay? So that's the name of the charity, and you never know when we might have a giveaway later on. So we're going to start off on our door wreath, and for the door wreath today, I'm going to use this wire frame. So this is a 10-inch wire ring. Now they do come in different sizes, and you can get a 12-inch, 14-inch.
We just might remind people to share.
Oh yeah, so listen, anybody that's watching, remember to share, you know, that way, get the word out there, let everybody know. And we know when you share, because when you share, it comes up, Mary in such place has shared. So make sure you share, or I'll know that you didn't share.
Or we block you.
We'll block you, we won't let you win the competition. So I'm using a roll of real wire, but you could use a roll of hand-tied twine, or normal garden twine would do the exact same job. And as you can see there, I've just attached it onto the wire ring. So yesterday there was great slagging over the big bale of hay, or big bale of straw. Actually, what I found out yesterday as well, you know all the rubbish that I cut off, what I thought was the barley, that's actually straw. Now,
That's what we all saying.
I know,
Of course
this
it
is
is,
it.
Janette.
I didn't know that. Because the straw, we must get the shitty straw, because it's literally shite that's in this bag here anyway. But sure, it does the job. But you could, I didn't realise that that's actually the straw that's on the end of the wheat. So this is our big bale of straw that we bought at the pet shop, and it was only $3.50. So if I hadn't known this, I could have actually used all the rubbish that was attached to the end of the wheat that Sally sent up to me. Now Sally is down in Sligo and she runs a page. I did put the link up yesterday.
I'll find the link now.
Sally's Scenes of Sligo, I think the page is called, all the S's. And she runs some, she puts up some fabulous photographs and drone videos as well of the area. So what I'm doing with the straw is I'm making kind of a bundle of it there, resting it on top of the wire ring, and then with the real wire is you wrap it around a couple of times, and you're leaving maybe an inch, 2 centimetres or so space kind of in between each wrap of the wire that you wrap around. And you can make the straw as thick or as light as you choose. What you're doing is you're making an actual base with it. So again, I'm getting another bundle of the straw, and bunching it up, and I often kind of say, it's like I'm making a fat sausage with it. Now, instead of using straw, you could use moss. It's a lot harder to get moss. And I know you've seen me using the moss before. Deirdre's laughing there.
Heather Pope says she's laughing at the straw discovery. You seem so shocked.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know that was straw at the end. I hadn't got a clue. So the only straw we
You
see...
never roll around in the straw.
Never had to roll around in the straw at all. Maybe roll around the hay, but I haven't got to roll around the straw. And I still haven't actually worked out what the difference is. I think hay is dried grass as far as I know, but to be honest, even though I'm married to a farmer, or an ex-farmer, that's as far as it actually goes. So here I am pulling our straw. This is actually getting a bit better, the straw, as I go further into the bag. So bundling it up into a kind of a fat sausage shape, as I said, resting it onto the frame, and then you're getting your real wire and you're wrapping it around.
Okay, I think we might do giveaway. What do you reckon?
Giveaway, right.
Yeah.
So our first competition is, what's the name of the charity, right, that we're going to collaborate with for the month of October for Breast Cancer Month, okay? I mentioned it.
If they can tag them, it's even better.
Even better. You're more likely to show up if you tag them. So what you're going to do is do the @ sign, and then it's 4 words, okay? Look, la, la, la. Right, so put the name of the company in the tag sign for us, and the 20th answer is going to win. Just my real words I have to catch in here. The 20th answer is going to win a free course, okay, an autumnal course. So I just have to cut the wire off there. Deirdre, you might just get me another roll of real wire there. It's caught there, it'll just take me a couple of seconds to unravel it, and it should be easier if Deirdre just gets me a new one. It's on the table, Deirdre. Right, grand. So, start again. So if that happens to you, don't have a heart attack. You could spend the time unraveling the wire, okay? I'm not going to bother. So what I'm just going to do is, in the same spot that I finished, is I'm just going to wrap the wire around 2 or 3 times in the same spot, just to catch it, and then I'm off again. So I'm getting our straw.
And it won't be the 20th answer on YouTube. We'll just pick a number on YouTube because there won't be.
Yeah.
But we actually have 9 people watching us on YouTube.
All right, okay. But I thought YouTube were actually giving them the kit.
Oh, we're giving them the kit,
Yeah.
but again, it'll be the 9th answer. Did you say that? Yeah.
Well, between 1 and 9. We'll pick a number between 1 and 9. Is that what we're going to do?
Well, we'll see how many comment.
All right, so okay. So the more people that comment on YouTube, and you can comment as many times as you wish, the bigger chance you have of winning the prize. And the same on Facebook and Instagram, okay? So normally we pick the 20th answer, but you can answer as many times as you want. So again, what was the name of the group that we said we're going to collaborate with for the month of October for breast cancer? And you're going to win a free course, an autumnal course.
There's
so
7 designs.
There's 7 different designs on the autumnal course. You learn how to do table centres, door wreaths, pumpkin arrangements, lots and lots of things like that. So there's lots and lots to learn. It'll be well worth, and even for any of our own students that are with us at the moment, it will be a great course to add to your portfolio. So I'm all the way around, and what I'm now going to do is I'm going to go around a second time with the real wire, pulling it extra tight this time, and that'll just make the base extra strong. Now, to be honest, you'd get away with just going around the once, you know that way, but kind of out of habit, I like to make the bases really strong, and that's why I go around a second time. So out of that bag of straw, I've already made about 2 wreath bases because I've used that on the live before, and you can see there's absolutely loads of it. Now that's for the Dublin bale of straw. So you can imagine if you got a country bale of straw, she'd get loads and loads out of them. And I seen somebody had up there the other day, I think it was Pamela in Cork, she's starting to make her bases for Christmas and she's making them all in straw, you know. The great thing about a moss base is moss holds the moisture, but I'm using all dried material, so that's why the moss didn't really matter. But moss does hold the moisture, so say like for Christmas bases or fresh flower bases or dough wreaths, etc., it will keep your fresh material that little bit fresher, you know, that way if you use a moss base. It's just very hard to get moss. We have moss here at the moment, and it's moss that some of the little girls down in Wexford foraged for us. So here we are, we went around the second time, and there's our moss base. Now, you can see the real wire on it, which is absolutely fine. It's all going to be covered in. But if you wanted to do this and you wanted to let this straw base show, if you get the twine, that's the natural colour. You know the natural colour twine? Normally here at the class we use hand-tied twine and it comes in a green colour or a beigey colour. So if you use the beigey colour version, you wouldn't see it so much and it would look well. When you cut your wire off, or your twine, with your twine you could tie a knot. With the real wire, I'm just sticking it back down into the straw, just to kind of basically hide it. And there's our straw base made up. And now I'm going to try and tidy up the table here. It's in bits it is. So hopefully everybody is commenting and they're tagging in the name of the company. And then Deirdre in a few minutes.
And for those of you particularly over on Instagram, I know they're a little more active over on Instagram than Facebook. If you've tagged them, go give them a follow. They'd love that. They'd absolutely love it. And obviously the same on Facebook is go over and follow their page, because we probably will be doing a couple of videos up on their page also.
And as I said, there's going to be lots of giveaways. Like October is the end of next week. Imagine like the month of September is gone. I haven't been here and I'm throwing it into the bin. I'm trying not to make a mess. So that's our base made. So the next thing then is get all your wheat, which is not barley, okay, all your wheat ready. So what I've been doing is I'm making little bunches. So you see me doing this yesterday, kind of like making little bunches, but I kind of was having them irregular. So I wasn't having all the heads exactly the same length. I was holding them in my hand, getting the scissors, and this is the straw, cutting off then all the ends, getting a 20 gauge wire, making a hairpin bend, and wrapping it around the end. Now cut the wire off, you don't need the wire on it. So that's what I was making, was lots of these little bunches. So I'm going to make a few of them here. So get all the heads, kind of push them all up together, but don't have them perfect. So like have some of them a little bit lower and some of them a little bit higher like that, because you'll get better coverage out of it. Pinch the ends of them together, cut off your ends, get your 20 gauge wire, hairpin bend, wrap it around, and there's your little bunch made up. So make as many of them bunches as you can. To be honest, I don't know how many bunches it's going to take. I have loads of them, so I count them, or you can count them as I go along. I know already, I can't remember. I can't remember I had 30 or 40. I did count them yesterday. I can't actually remember today.
Oh, do you know what's actually new on Facebook?
Something new?
Yeah, something new on Facebook. When somebody comments on Facebook, Facebook actually tells us if they've shared it or not.
Oh,
it comes up sharer.
Okay, so listen, only the sharers will be counted in as a part of the 20, okay? So get shared in there. As I said, we know. We're like God, we know everything that's going on there, so get shared. There's no point in me coming on, and especially for next week, or well, not next week, the end of next week, when we're doing the collaboration with Look Good, Feel Better, there's the answer. We need you all to share the pages, obviously, so that we can get lots of people to get involved with the fundraising.
And to raise as much money
money as possible for them, because I have to say, they are a great charity. So there's your straw there that you could use then on your next base, and I have a black sack of it here if anybody wants it. So, really dusty and dirty it is. Right, so there's all our bunches made. So I've loads of them made, so you can see them here. And Sally was saying to me, make sure that there's no mice. Well, there's no mice here in Dublin. Well, she sent up any mice from Sligo. I remember when we had a shop and we used to sell dried flowers, like say back in the 80s, 90s, whatever. Dried was so popular. And oh my God, I remember one day coming into work, opening up the box of dried flowers, and about 2 or 3 mice hopped out because they basically had their own little harvest store in the box of dried, you know, that way. And still to this day, I'm always still there.
The poppy heads.
Oh, the poppy heads. Oh my God, they loved the poppy heads, they did. So, what I'm going to do now, you have your frame organised, you have all your bunches wired up. I'm now going to attach the real wire back on again. Now, to be honest, I could have left the real wire attached from when I actually strawed up the base. So there I am, around 2 or 3 times in the same base. Now,
Life at number 2 says, I'll be over. You want to see the wreaths that just got delivered here. And he's crying, so it must have been good.
all right. He's coming over for a big straw. He's coming over for rolling the straw or rolling the hay. So here we have our little bunches. So I'm going to rest the bunch directly onto the frame for the moment. Can you see like that? And then with the real wire, I'll go around the end with the wire where I actually attach. Remember, I attached the 20 gauge wire around it. So I'm going to wrap the wire around it once or twice in the same spot. And can you see the way it actually holds on? Now I want to make this nice and chunky, okay, because as I said, there was no expenses spared. So to the outside of the circle, I'm going to place some of the bunches slightly outwards on an angle. So I have one there placed at the moment. So can you see the way it's coming outwards on an angle? So I'm just going to round that once or twice. Now I normally would do this on the table for speed. I'm holding it up in the air so you can see it. I'm going to turn around at the back there that you can see the way that bunch, do you see the way it's extending out past the outside of your straw base? That's a trick to make them bigger. But you can only do that if you have lots and lots of bunches. If you're a little bit skimpy on the bunches, keep them all directly placed onto the frame and it'll turn out that little bit smaller. So then I'm going to go kind of like one in the middle, kind of coming down a little bit lower. So again, I'm catching that with the wire. And then I'm going to go right and left of it. So I'll just hold this up now that you can see it. So I'll just put that down. So what I mean by, as whether you're looking at this as being the left or the right, so I'm going to place a little bunch on that side and a little bunch on that side. And you see the way it'll make it really, really chunky, okay? So a bunch on the left, a bunch on the right. I'm able to place the 2 of them at the same time and attach the 2 of them at the same time just because I'm used to it. But if you find that awkward to do, just do one at a time. So can you see the way they're attached onto it?
We've got a few people just on YouTube at the moment. And we have Carol who's saying good day from Adelaide in South Australia.
Hiya Carol, how are you? What's the weather like? Or actually, what time is it? It's probably the middle of the night over there, is it? And you're big welcome to us here. Make sure you share. Well, actually on YouTube you can't share, I don't think.
Well, they can share the video later on, yeah.
Eventually, and we'd love it just to like. Though we do have students actually in Melbourne. If you do know Bunty and Fuzz, Sharon Birmingham, her name is. She's one of our past
Melbourne
students.
is probably like 100 million miles away from Adelaide. It's probably like when we go away and people say, you say you're from Dublin, say, oh, I've me auntie in Cork, you know.
So to attach your next slot, what I'm going to do is kind of like move the real wire down the frame a little bit to give me a little bit more space. And then I'm going to place one in the middle, one on the left and one on the right, as in inside and outside. And again, I'm attaching the 3 bunches at the same time, and I'm able to wrap the real wire around the 3 bunches at the same time. Do you see how easy it is? So if you had all the bunches made, you'd fly through this. And this is something you could even get kids to do. Now when you go to add on your next bunch, it's kind of like wrap the real wire down the frame a little bit to give you a little bit more space, so that you're not kind of like overlapping all your bunches all the time. I have 3 more bunches on. I'm catching the ends of them now with the real wire, and I hope to God I have enough bunches made up, or I'll be in shit, I will. So do you see how this is going? And again, I'm going to wrap the real wire down the frame a little bit to give me more space, and then I'm ready for the next lot. So,
Wayne from Battling Blooms is on giving us a wave.
Hey Wayne, how are you?
Paul Kinsler said he's in for a roll in the hay as long as it's with you.
Oh, absolutely, Paul.
The weather is shite in Belmullet. We've actually had no shite weather anywhere, really, no?
I don't know where Kay has gone with the shite weather in County Clare. It wasn't finally got the sun.
But it's shite in Belmullet anyway in County Clare, Mayo at the moment.
Oh, Belmullet's the name. I wouldn't have a clue where Belmullet was. And big hello to Wayne and Backlane Blooms over in Phibsborough. So again, anybody that's like over the north side direction, Wayne is one of our students.
And Wayne is actually selling fabulous dried.
He's selling fabulous dried flowers, fabulous, and you can go and you can buy the dried bunches off them. So maybe Wayne, you might just tag Backlane Blooms there in the comments, and then if anybody would like to go and buy some of them or purchase any of the materials, because a lot of flower shops will sell all this material for you to make your own ones if you don't want to buy one ready-made. So if you want to roll a real wire or a wire ring, you'll be able to buy them off your local flower shop. And again, you could buy the dried flowers off them and you could do them. I'm not sure about the bunches of the bales of hay, whether the flower shops will have them. But again, they'd be able to advise you, but check out your local flower shop. This is how this is turning out so far. So
it's gorgeous,
really
actually,
nice.
yeah. And Marion is saying it's a beautiful sunny day in Donegal.
That's not our Marion with the face mask.
No, she's up in Donegal, so she's
locked. Donegal just got locked up last night. Is the same as ourselves here in Dublin. But I see that in Donegal that they can actually sit outside.
They can sit outside the pub, yeah.
But as I was reading some of the comments last night, you're fucking freezing in Donegal. Could you just imagine sitting outside in Donegal?
You'd really want to drink.
You really wanted the pint, wouldn't you? But yeah, it's an absolute disaster. But I think the numbers seem to be high. I think it's just, hopefully everybody just has to stay in, everybody do their best, wear your masks, you know that way. Has Marion been on from Lone Ranger yet?
No, I haven't seen her, no. I haven't seen her yet.
But again, if there's anybody, I know we've come across like lots of people that are making the masks and they're doing them for charity. So again, if anybody else is watching and you are making the masks yourself for charity, feel free, post your links. That's the way it is with us. We like to share, you know that way. We're all into sharing, support everybody.
Sally is on.
Hiya Sally, how are you? What do you think of the door read so far?
She's loving it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to make out anyway. Jennifer robbed enough of it for us, so we're grand. We have absolutely loads. Don't know where Sylvia was. Sylvia must be sitting on the fence looking at Jennifer packing it.
Somebody says on Facebook that they're going to go spinning around to try and find a field of barley.
Well, I tell you, all you have to do is Google Sally Siggins, Maharow, County Sligo.
And you'll see the videos of where it is.
See all the videos. So Sally, put up the link there to your Facebook page there, Sally's Scenes of Sligo. I probably say it backwards, here I am. So you can see the way you keep working your way around, adding in the bunches.
Oh my God. Joe Mackey's on from New Zealand and she says the weather is shite in Clinton, New Zealand and they're expecting snow at 10:30 tonight.
Oh my God, I wouldn't have thought that. I know like it is. No, it's supposed to be the summer in Australia, isn't it?
Well, that's New Zealand, it's not Australia.
Yeah. But still, I think they're kind of like the opposite to us when we're in the winter, they're in the summer. Haven't got a clue. We'll keep us posted, Jackie. Take a few photographs of the snow and let's see what
the wheat is all cut now, Sally says. No point in going up to try and rob it.
Next year, Sally, we'll set up a little market there making these boxes of wheat, we will. So again, you can see the way this is turning out. It's all coming together.
It's absolutely
now,
gorgeous.
when you come near the end, as you can see now, I'm kind of getting to the end part. What you have to try and do is the first few bunches that I started with, you have to kind of like lift them up. And then the ends of these bunches is kind of tuck them in and hide them in underneath it. And when you're bringing the wire around, I call it the wiggle and the wangle technique. In other words, I can't just lash the wire around because I'll flatten everything. So I kind of have to try and wiggle the wire in and out through it, and I kind of have to do it here on the table. So I'll do my best here anyway and see how I go.
Okay, it's spring in New Zealand.
Oh, it's spring in New Zealand and snow into spring. That is absolutely mad, isn't it?
Sally has actually posted a link to a YouTube video, so...
Right, so there you go. So when you get a chance later on,
go and follow her over on YouTube.
Follow Sally over there on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and watch her videos. And
they are gorgeous, yeah.
They are gorgeous. And you'll see my hubby's house. You know that way? She might put a little tag there, you know the way? And you'll see Liam out milking the cows and whatever he does be doing with his cows.
Bernie Hurley says she's loving the education, the Lone Ranger, the barley, the wheat. She says it's just magic.
You know yourself, Bernie. Like, you know what I mean? If we could teach about sex here, we teach about it. Anything we can
Jeanette, you'll be getting into trouble again. Stop.
Oh, yeah, have to be really good. I got into trouble there about 2 weeks ago.
That's why we didn't come back on.
Yeah, for calling people cultures. You know that way. I didn't think there was anything wrong with calling people cultures. As Deirdre said, we kind of class as being they're cultured sort of people. Do you know that way? And we always think like the Dubs always they want to be cultures. That's why they're calling themselves the Dulcies. I also got into trouble for saying the word shite. You know what I mean? People thought that was very rude. So I have to be very, very careful. I think we learn a little bit of Irish, we will.
Yeah.
Start talking in Irish and then people can't be given out to me.
A couple of fuckles.
A couple of fuckles. Ain't fuckle, golf fuckle. I ain't no fuckle at all. So just there, and one more bunch. And Jennifer, she must have measured it to the last, okay? And one little bunch to try and tuck in here.
Adele wants to know, do you ladies have the items to sell?
We don't, but all the flower shops will have them for sale. So Wayne in Phibsborough, I know he's watching at the moment, Backlane Blooms, I told him to put the tag up. Normally Judy in County Mayo, Ballaflorris, she normally has the items for sale. And Helena Kenny down in Wexford, she normally has them. So again, if any of the flower shops are watching there, can you join in, can you let me know and tag your business, and maybe you could organise to post them out to them. So we don't have them for sale. I do have one kit, I think there's 2 or 3 wire rings in this. there's a bunch of 20 gauge wires, there's a real wire, and there's the ribbon for making the bow. Now there's no barley and no wheat in it, okay? But the mechanics are here, right? For making one of these door wreaths. You probably get 2 or 3 out of them.
Yeah, come on.
So this is what it's looking like so far. I've all the bunches added in. So just a bit of wiggling and wangling in and out through here now. I'm going to cut off the wire that's left over, and I'm going to stick the wire into the moss frame. I have to say that turned out really, really well. And imagine like a little bow. I just kind of feel like one of these Hessian bows would be lovely. I love this one, has kind of a little bit of lace on it. So I'll show you how we make this bow. So we call this the collar bow, and the collar bow in as if you were wrapping the ribbon around your neck and crossing it under the chin. But when you're physically making the bow, you can't do it on your own neck. You have to do it on a pretend neck. So around a pretend neck and cross it under the chin. Now you're looking at the back of it, so now I'm going to turn it this way that you can see the front of it. Now this finger here that's wiggling, this is what's called the back of the neck. And this finger here that's wiggling the dirty hands, this is called the front, okay? So you bring the back into the front, and that's how you get what we call a single collar bow. If you want to make a double version, it can be a bit tricky, so practice the single one first. You can fold the ribbon back up again, just need to make a third loop. And then at the back, bring it up and over the shoulder, and then you cross it in the front, and that's how you get your fourth loop. And then what you do in the centre, so where my 2 fingers are filthy here by the way, that straw was filthy by the way, Sally, or not the straw, the wheat. Gather that in the centre there, nice and tight, get a 20 gauge wire, but a string of ribbon will do the exact same job. Wrap the wire around the centre, pull the 2 pieces of wire to the back, scrunch it in really tight, wrap it around, and there's your bow made. And you can then go back and use your finger and your tongue, just need to stretch them out. And then the 2 tails, is you can fold them over on an angle, do like a 45-degree angle, cut up into it, and that's how you get them lovely V's at the end. Now Deirdre's dying to announce the winners.
I am. Just before we do that, there's just a couple of things. They said that it wouldn't be us without a few shite words. Don't stop saying them. Somebody wants to know how much is the kit. We don't have the kit for
don't
sale.
Have the kits for sale, unfortunately.
Somebody wants to know how much the mechanics, depends on where you're buying them.
Yeah.
So
again, any of the florists that's watching there, garden centres, they'll sell
garden
them as well.
centres.
Do you know, I did a video before. I'll actually do it next week with the breast cancer Look Good, Feel Good collaboration, Deirdre, using the co-hangers.
Yes.
So what I'll do
absolutely.
is, so when is the 1st of October?
Thursday. Yeah, we've Nadine here on Thursday.
So next Friday morning,
yeah.
right? What I'll do is I'll do something, but I'll do one using a co-hanger. So again, anybody that's at home, you'll have a wire co-hanger in the wardrobe, hopefully anyway. And I'll also use a ball of twine instead of the real wire. So that'll help you and show you that's something that you probably would have at home yourself, and you'll have to try and get the moss or the straw somewhere else. So what I'm going to do then with our bow is pick a spot. I have to say, I think that's gorgeous.
That's fab.
Right?
And you know, it's actually even gorgeous without a bow, but yeah, stick it on.
Be lovely on
yeah.
So you know me, I like
okay, while you're just doing that, we want to keep going. Hi girls, we are a mask making group called the Inish Own Mask Makers up in Donegal. Up to date, they have made 60,000 and donated them to charities all over Ireland, including hospitals, nurses, schools, all for free. We had 80 working from our own homes with the help of Marjorie McDade. So wow, that's amazing. Well done.
Amazing. And you know, girls,
and you know what? I think we'll give them a prize.
I think they deserve
I think we do.
Absolutely.
So Marion Keeney, I'm going to put her on my list.
Okay, so Marion, what you're going to do?
Oh no, I'll wait till I call them all out.
Okay, right.
Because there's a few more questions there.
Okay.
Let me.
I'm just making a hanger just for hanging this on the door. So just getting a long piece of ribbon and I'm bringing it around underneath the bow where the bow is and kind of fishing it around. You know that way. You'll see now in a second what I'm trying to do.
Veronica's on. It's snow in Australia. It's spring in Australia, but it's snow in the mountains.
All right.
You ladies stay true to yourselves. You just make us happy.
I think we have a right rowdy crowd.
I think we have a right rowdy crowd today. Wayne has has added his tag over on Instagram, on Facebook, and if it's Bath Lane Blooms. He's in Dublin and he sells the stuff.
There you go. So follow Wayne, and he's gorgeous as well. He's absolutely gorgeous.
And he's a great singer.
Great singer he is, Dublin Gospel Choir. So go over there and follow him. And anybody looking for weddings, his wedding flowers are absolutely amazing. But you know what, even if you were just looking for a funeral wreath or a bouquet of flowers, sure, he's the best he is. Sure, he has to be the best, sure, isn't he? One of ours.
One of ours. Okay, so our winners are on Facebook, Kathleen Riley. You've won the autumnal online course. So Kathleen, if you can drop me an email or a PM or a DM and I'll tell you how to get into it. On Instagram, we have O'Neill Ger, which I presume is Ger O'Neill. So it's the same thing, drop me a PM, a DM. On YouTube, it was the second one. Number 2 is Jenny Bombenny.
Oh, Jenny.
So you've won on Instagram.
I think Jenny knows
on YouTube. So on YouTube you're Jenny, and on then obviously Marion with all the masks up on Donegal, and because they're locked up, send us a DM or a PM and we'll hook you up into the online tutorial for the autumnal as well.
So there's our autumnal wreath.
And oh, by the way, the answer was look good, feel better.
Look good, feel good. So that's who we're amalgamating with.
Look good, feel better.
Look good, feel better. What did I say? Look good, feel good.
Yeah.
Look good, feel better. And we'll have loads more information on that charity, as I said, from the 1st of October, so next Thursday. We do have a visitor to the school. Is that more new news?
Yeah, that's actually new news on Thursday, which is the 1st of October. So they'll probably come on live with us that day.
So we have a very special visitor coming to the school next Thursday. She's off the TV. So we'll definitely come live. I'll probably maybe announce something Wednesday evening or come on early Wednesday morning and give you more details on that. So that's going to be a bit of fun. And you think we're mad? She's mad altogether. She is. So that's going to be next Thursday.
And just if anybody does make a wreath, post in the Flurry Fun group.
Absolutely, and some of you have, I know. So like the hydrangea wreaths that I did last week, oh my God, the ones that copied them, they were actually nicer than mine. I had to say 100%. And I think it was, what's Bernie Foley, is it? She posted a gorgeous one yesterday, all forest stuff out of the garden. I put rubber underneath, but she called it all forest grabs. There's some fabulous wreaths that not just the students, like anybody that is more than welcome to go over and post in the Flurry Fun group any kind of like materials or flowers or items that you make.
And flowers, if you just have stuff to sell,
absolutely,
just throw it over there as well.
If there is anybody watching from the Mayo direction, Ballaflorist Judy, what's her surname? Can't remember. Judy, anyway, Ballaflorist in County Mayo is actually looking for a florist at the moment. So if anybody is
watching, a few new florist jobs.
Flowers out and obviously Dundrum, Dundrum Blooms, I think they're called. They're looking for staff as well. So if you go to the job opportunities button on our website, the Ballaflorist hasn't been posted up yet, but I have posted it on the Facebook page. Absolutely go over if anybody's looking for jobs. We also have to announce about our Christmas classes.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to give another giveaway?
No.
I thought you said you were going to.
Okay, right. Okay. Oh, Jesus, Janette.
Well, I'm telling them about the Christmas
Okay,
course,
go on.
Right? So this will be a little quickie one, right? So the question is, what's the name of the material that I use to make the door wreath? So what's that called, okay? 20th answer is going to win, again, a free autumnal course. So while you are doing that, I just want to explain about our Christmas courses. Because we put our Christmas courses live there about a week or two ago, and we put them on in the Bloom Room. And I was giving all the students that are attending the Bloom Room first option to avail of the grant, but there's still lots more grants available, right? So NOTS, as in National Organic Training Skill Nets, they have come on board. And what we're doing is a 3-week online program. 1 week of it will be in the Bloom Room. We will be posting out a kit for making one of the Christmas items. You will have access to our Christmas online tutorials, which will have over 20 different designs. The cost of the course is €300. If you're eligible under the NOTS grant, it will cost you $225. So that's for your 3-week program, week in the Bloom Room. Your kit is included. Basically everything else, support, help, advice, anything that you need. So what we'll do is we'll post a link in the links below.
And there's going to be about 15 arrangements.
And also the week of the Bloom Room, there'll be lots of, like, say, tutorials, which will only be for the people that's in the Bloom Room. Because these will be commercial, we'll be giving away all the top secrets, the tips, the tricks, where to buy the stuff, the cost prices and the selling prices. So I'll post the link underneath if anybody wants to give me a ring later on to have a chat about it, no problem at all. So did anybody get the answer?
Oh, they have the answer all right.
I told you I was an agricultural grain farmer now. I have them all educated on what's it called. So did you get?
Okay, hang on, I just need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
In case anybody's wondering what's going to happen to this door wreath, I think this door wreath has to go down to Sligo.
I think it does, yeah.
So Sally, this is going to be on its way down to you, and Tom is going down to Liam. He'll bring this down to you and you can hang it on your door, and hopefully it'll bring us the very best of luck for the harvest next year.
Okay, so our winner on Facebook is Thomas Conway.
Okay, Thomas, I think you're a newbie, are you? Haven't seen your name.
So Thomas, if you drop us an email or PM, DM with your details, we'll get you in there.
Up to the autumnal
And
free
over
course.
on Facebook, it's Pebbles and Shells.
So Pebbles and Shells.
Sorry, Instagram, Pebbles and Shells.
Pebbles and Shells, great name it is. Message us, email or messages, what you say?
Email, message, whichever.
Email us or messages,
Doesn't make any difference.
And we'll get you the details and we'll get you signed up to the free online program. So listen everybody, thanks a million for joining in. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please make sure that you share it, get it out there, and I'll see you all next week for our collaboration with Look Good, Feel Better. Bye bye, see you all.